Bills for their AFC East Division title Week 18 on Sunday Night Football. They'll be without their Pro Bowl pass rusher, Bradley Chubb. Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel confirmed Chubb will miss the rest of the season after suffering a torn ACL against the Ravens. The 27-year-old suffered the same injury back in 2019 when he was with the Broncos. Meantime, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan said running back Christian McCaffrey suffered a mild calf strain against the Commanders Sunday and has been ruled out of their final regular season game against the Rams. San Francisco clinched the NFC's #1 overall seed in the playoffs. And Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin announced Mason Rudolph will get the start at quarterback over a healthy Kenny Pickett Week 18 against the Ravens. Pittsburgh can clinch a playoff berth with a win over Baltimore and a loss by either the Bills or Jaguars. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Hey folks, Rich Eisen here. So this football season's really heating up, and the guys on my show, they're having a blast with Prize Picks. And now with basketball season in full swing, they're able to pick combo projections across both sports. Join them on prizepicks.com/primetime. Easy gameplay and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what they tell me makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Brockman is loving that aspect. He's hooked. And all you need to do is visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime. That's code primetime at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Don't be left on the sideline this basketball season. Go to Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
And it is a Tuesday, the second day of January 2024. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning.
We both survived the New Year's Eve and the weekend and everything, right?
Yeah, I was wondering about that the other night.
Yeah, well, it wasn't me.
I didn't think so.
No. Okay.
I would have been surprised.
And I slept through it.
You did, okay.
Oh, yes. Anyway, some excitement in our neighborhood, and Pam and I just slept through everything.
So you figured it was some kind of a practice session?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, so you had a nice, quiet New Year's Eve, right?
Exactly. Tongue in cheek. Yes.
Okay. And you and Gloria and Valor celebrated, no doubt.
Yes.
Okay.
Did. Brought it in style.
Okie dokie.
I don't know what that means, but
yeah,
whatever it means.
Yep. Okay. And have we made any resolutions?
Resolutions? Not really this year.
No, it's, when you're perfect, it's awful hard to, try and add a resolution to that.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of an old Mac Davis song.
Yep. Lord, it's hard to be humble.
Yes, sirree.
Okay. Let's see. Coming up, we've got all sorts of things for you, to include birthdays. We'll check out some big shot birthdays. We will also check on our local birthdays.
I think we will.
Yeah,
don't get choked up on me here.
Yeah, it's we're due for some more weather changes. Oh well, and in one of our local news stories, we're going to go over some of the new laws in California. California's ban on gas-powered landscaping equipment kicked in. The new law prohibits the sale of new lawnmowers, edgers, and chainsaws that are gas-powered. The hardest hit on this whole thing with that? The Hollywood zombie movies.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, boy. And let's see. There was another new one. When a cop pulls you over now, cop can't ask you, do you know why I pulled you over?
Yeah.
Can't ask.
I thought you were going to tell me when they pull you over when you're driving your new lawnmower.
Yeah.
You say, What lawnmower?
Okay. Anyway, yeah. Do you know why I pulled you over? Well, let me think. Okay, the registration's expired. I don't have a license. The car is smoking. I was going 40 miles an hour over the speed limit. I have no idea why. Right?
Yeah, that sounds like you've used that conversation already.
You know, one time, seriously, I got pulled over for doing 115 in a 65 zone.
Uh-huh. What was everybody upset about?
Well, I was the only one on the road. I was in a sports car that could do it very easily, and the cop wrote me up for 75.
Got a break.
Good guy.
Got a break. Yeah, I know you've been beholden to him ever since.
You
right?
got that right.
He comes, you invite him still to Christmas dinner?
Well, no, I invited him. Yes, with presents for all of his kids.
Yes. That makes sense.
You ready for birthdays?
Yes.
Big shot birthdays. Jack Hanna is 77. He's the animal guy. Actor Wendy Phillips is 72. Actor Cynthia Sykes, 70. Actor Gabriel Cateris, 63. Actor Tia Carrera, 57. Actor Cuba Gooding Jr., 56. Model Christy Turlington, 55. Actor Tay Diggs is 53. Actor Renee Elise Goldsberry, 53. Actor Dax Shepard, 49. Let's see, actor Kate Bosworth, 41. Actor Anthony Kerrigan, 41. And some local birthdays. We have happy birthday wishes going out today to Manuel Luna, Kay Hughes, Carissa Colas, David Moreno, Clara Hayes, Carl Fowler, Myron Fortin, Brian Ray, Jaden Perea, Tonito Ibarra, Bill Wood and Ernie Wood, Rachel Nunez, Gary Thornburg, Laura Velasquez, and Arthur Mabacao. Happy birthday from KXO. Okie dokie, start the new year off right. We'll also tell you in local news the first baby born in the county on New Year's Day.
Already shaving.
Yes.
I think that was the,
Why not? Well, 2 days old, that's good.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
That was just a rumor I heard.
Okay, are you ready for the news?
I'm ready.
I think I'm ready. And we're going to jump in with a look at World in California news headlines brought to you by your friends in the business, Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. For repair, for replacement, call the experts, Lock Air Conditioning.
CBS News Brief. Two planes collided on an airport runway in Tokyo. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer.
It appears that the jet collided with a much smaller plane belonging to Japan's Coast Guard, which was on or near the same runway just as the Airbus was landing.
5 people on the Coast Guard plane died. All the passengers and crew on the other plane were able to safely get out. The death toll from the earthquake in Japan is now 55. Our Lucy Kraft with the latest.
Roads into the quake-hit Noto Peninsula are so riddled with cracks and gaps, and in some places blocked by landslides, that many motorists have abandoned their cars.
Officials now believe a fiery crash outside a theater in Rochester, New York was not an act of terrorism. Police Chief David Smith.
The conversations we've had with his family so far leads us to believe that Avery may have been suffering from possible undiagnosed mental health issues.
2 people were killed. CBS News Brief. I'm Stacey Lynn.
Become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer and get special pricing on cooling and heating tune-ups all year long. Call today to become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock VIPs receive discounted service and maintenance, discounted repairs, and priority service with prompt service. Lock Air Conditioning is your local York dealer, but they repair it all. So when the need arises, don't hesitate to call Lock Air Conditioning at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock, the only name in air conditioning for over 40 years. York, install with confidence. Contractor's license number 696216.
San Francisco, a BART train on the Antioch line derails and catches fire, forcing passengers to evacuate. As passengers saying they were concerned about the flames.
You know how a car smokes and then explodes? We didn't want that to happen, so we're like, we just got to run for our lives, literally. Like running for our lives. We didn't know what the heck was going to happen, you know?
Officials saying no serious injuries were reported. A security guard arrested after allegedly shooting an 88-year-old woman at her Encino home, apparently mistaking her for a burglar. Neighbors angered by what went down.
An 80-year-old woman getting shot is just, it's unthinkable for security to do that. I mean, we don't know what the full story is, but still, it's just not. It's not okay.
Private security guard responding to a burglar alarm when the shooting occurred. The woman shot in the stomach, recovering at a local hospital. A vigil held for a 10-year-old boy shot to death outside his Sacramento apartment, allegedly by another 10-year-old. The shooter and his father arrested and facing several charges. Victim's family saying the other was upset about losing a bicycle race. Jeff Scott, California News.
World in California News headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. For repair, for replacement, call the year-round comfort specialist, Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal.
The first time I tried to quit vaping, I told myself that it was like a mountain that I had to climb over. And once I got to the other side, it would be clear. But I couldn't make it over. What really got me to quit was my little sister. I saw her vaping. So I was back in the mountain, but this time she was up here with me. It's weird what you can do for others that you won't do for yourself.
Every attempt is part of your story to quit for good. Visit Kick It California today at kickitca.org.
This is Mary Stoddard. Did you know there's a way to outsmart COVID if you get it? Now there are medicines that can treat COVID whether or not you've been vaccinated, which is great news, especially if you're over 50. If taken in the first 5 days of having symptoms, COVID medicines can help stop the illness from getting serious. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to learn more about COVID medicines. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
And it's page one of the local news. It is a service of El Centro Motors Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. They have 3 locations in the Valley. At El Centro Motors, at the Imperial Valley Mall, and in the Brawley Auto Center.
Taking a look at the latest in local news for a Tuesday morning, almost said Monday morning, felt like it. The first baby of the new year in Imperial County. George Gale explains.
It was a baby boy. He came into the world at 3:48 Monday morning at Pioneers Memorial Hospital in Brawley. Luis weighed in at 8 pounds and 7 ounces. Proud parents are Priscilla Sam and Luis Antonio Garrido Gonzalez. Both mother and father are participating attorneys in Mexicali. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
Well, a 50-year-old man was stabbed early Sunday morning. El Centro police responded to the area of 4th and State Street at about 3:30 a.m. They were able to locate the victim, who had suffered a stab wound to the side of his head. The man told officers that he was leaving a nearby store when he became involved in a fight and was stabbed. He was taken to El Centro Regional Medical Center. The man was unable to provide a description of the suspect. KXO News Time coming up to 7:42.
Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers have the best price on name brand tires guaranteed. Now we're talking Michelin, Pirelli, Dunlop, Bridgestone, Continental, and more. See a Quick Lane service advisor and get the best price guaranteed. Remember, Quick Lane services all makes and all models, and they're conveniently located in the Brawley Auto Center, at the Imperial Valley Mall, at El Centro Motors, and their new mobile service van comes to you with no added charge.
In other local news, with the new year, California has some new laws. Yes, many new laws. Here's more on that story.
Most of these laws took effect January 1st, but others will come online a bit later in the year. As of Monday, workers in California will receive 2 more paid sick leave days, and companies cannot fire employees for using marijuana outside of work. It is now illegal to carry firearms in most public places, even as the legal fight continues in the courts. Low-income low-income residents of Mexico who live within 45 miles of the California-Mexico border will be eligible for in-state tuition at participating Southern California community colleges, such as Imperial Valley College. Another new law increases penalties for dealers who possess more than 1 kilogram of fentanyl, and another new law requires stadiums and amusement parks to stock overdose reversal drugs, and community colleges and California State University campuses to provide fentanyl test scripts. Some of the recently passed bills won't take effect until later this year. Fast food workers will see their minimum wage increase up to $20 an hour on April 1st. Healthcare workers will see the first increment of a wage increase in their minimum wage on June 1st, 2024. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
Another apparent drug-related death was reported Saturday in El Centro. Emergency personnel responded to the area of 5th and Driftwood shortly after 6 a.m. after an individual was found unresponsible. El Centro Fire responded and performed life-saving measures before it was determined the individual was deceased. The Imperial County Coroner's Office was notified shortly before noon Saturday. A man was reported to have possibly overdosed on fentanyl in the 1700 block of South 4th Street in El Centro. The man recovered after treatment. A vial of a liquid substance was recovered from the man's pocket, and he was booked by the El Centro police as found property. That concludes this edition of Local News, but stay with us. Page 2 coming up.
Page 1 of the Local News, a service of El Centro Motors, Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers, 3 locations in the Valley. Remember, Quick Lane, they service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment. It's the Peanut Patch in Yuma. The Peanut Patch. What a great place to visit. I recommend you visit the Peanut Patch and enjoy. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9 till 5 Yuma time. And the store carries so many homemade, delicious chocolates, English toffee, pecan turtles, so many great things. Yeah, so much more than peanuts. The Peanut Patch. You get there by going to Yuma. Take Avenue 3E and go past MCAS Yuma until you come to East County 13th Street, turn left, and go for about another 1.5 miles, and you're at the Peanut Patch. The Peanut Patch. You know, they're so big, they even have their own post office. They'll ship anywhere in the universe from the Peanut Patch. It's a great way to spend a day, a Saturday or any day, a quick getaway that you will enjoy. The Peanut Patch in Yuma. Page 2 of the Local News, brought to you by Burgers and Beer, serving the best burgers in town. They've got daily lunch specials Monday through Friday. Of course, happy hour, 3 till 6 p.m. daily.
Well, the Blue Angels are just around the corner. They'll be returning here for their winter home. Here's more on the story.
The Naval Flight Demonstration Squadron will fly into the Naval Air Facility El Centro on January 4th. They are expected to arrive at around 2 in the afternoon. Blue Angels will begin their winter training for the 2024 show season. The approximately 90-day training is expected to wrap up with the traditional air show at the base. Blue Angels are based out of Pensacola, Florida, and have trained at NAF El Centro for over 50 years. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
A man was arrested and charged with armed robbery and assault with a deadly weapon. El Centro police responded to the area of 12th and Adams Avenue at about 4:26 p.m. on Saturday after reports of a fight between 2 men. After talking to several witnesses, it was determined that the men were apparently in an altercation. One of the men sustained 2 large lacerations to his face. The other man fled the scene. A short time later, a citizen reported that there was a man hiding in or behind a dumpster in the 1000 block of Park Avenue. Officers were able to detain the suspect. The 28-year-old man was arrested and then booked at Imperial County Jail on charges of armed robbery and assault with a deadly weapon. Well, the IBEDC's 17th annual dinner is coming up. Here's more on the story.
It is scheduled for January 18th. The event will be held at the Del Rio Country Club. For ticket information, go to ibedc.com/events/annual dinner. The Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation says the dinner will give them the opportunity to say thank you to their partners and investors who share their mission to improve the economy and create jobs in the Imperial Valley. It's also an evening to reflect and celebrate the accomplishments made in economic development in the Imperial Valley over the past year. The evening will include a guest speaker, reception, dinner, awards, and more. It will start at 5 p.m. on January 18th. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
El Centro Police reported another overdose death in the city. Officers responded to the 200 block of South 4th Street shortly after 11 p.m. Friday. On arrival, they found a 68-year-old man apparently overdosed on fentanyl. Narcan had been administered, but the man died at the scene. The Imperial County Coroner's Office was notified. We'll be back with a look at the weather.
At Burgers and Beer, Christmas is one of the most important times of the year for us. It's a time for us to stop and give thanks for our blessings and celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. Let the spirit of love gently fill our hearts and homes. In this loveliest of seasons, may you find many reasons for happiness. Wishing you and your family health, happiness, peace, and prosperity this holiday season and in the coming new year. From your Burgers and Beer family.
Here's Carroll Buckley with a weather update.
The National Weather Service says an unsettled weather pattern will continue through the upcoming weekend, with 2 additional weather systems expected to bring precipitation to the region. The first will move into the region tomorrow, with chances of rain later in the day, but not all that much measurable rainfall is expected, and it will be quite brief. Temperatures will also fall below normal starting Thursday. A more potent winter weather system is then expected for Sunday, with more widespread precipitation expected, which will include snow over much of the higher terrain. Well below normal temperatures will then settle over the region for early next week, as overnight freezing temperatures across the Imperial and Yuma valleys become a possibility. 67 the high in the valley yesterday, 43 our overnight low. Sunny today with a high near 70, west wind about 5 miles an hour, then becoming calm. Mostly clear tonight with a low around 43. Southeast wind about 5 miles an hour. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 67. South wind 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming west 15 to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon, with gusts as high as 30 miles an hour. There is a 20% chance of showers after 10 a.m. tomorrow. We have 46 degrees, 66% relative humidity, wind out of the west 5 to 7 miles an hour. Local news, page 2, brought to you by Burgers and Beer, the place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Bring the family and meet your friends at Burgers and Beer. Let's jump right into sports, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the best care. It will be Michigan and Washington, number 1, number 2 in the college football championship game. Michigan topped Alabama 27-20 in overtime. Washington squeaked by Texas 37-31. The two will meet next Monday night. And NFL football action is set for the coming weekend. But yeah, I mean, hey, okay, you bought a ticket. Are you going to play on Saturday, Sunday? Now, who knows? Yeah, thank you, NFL. Anyway, Saturday doubleheaders, Steelers and the Ravens, and the Texans and the Colts. The Las Vegas Raiders will meet Sunday. That game will get started at about 12:30 in the afternoon. The Raiders and the Broncos on FM 107.5 Sunday morning.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all of your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations in Calexico and Raleigh, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all Pioneer services, visit www.pmhd.org today.
Well, let's run through the NBA. The Clippers hammered the Heat 121-104. Jazz jumped on the Mavericks 127-90. Suns topped the Trailblazers 109-88. Nuggets, they beat the Hornets 111-93. Pacers over the Bucks 122-113. Rockets rolled over the Pistons, but then everybody does. 136-113. Raptors got by the Cavaliers 124-121. And the Knicks topped the Timberwolves 112-106. And in other news, baseball news, Tampa Bay Rays shortstop Wander Franco was arrested yesterday in his native Dominican Republic after being interviewed by prosecutors investigating him for alleged inappropriate relationships with minors. Franco appeared before prosecutors while accompanied by 2 lawyers, days after not showing up for a meeting with prosecutors. According to sources, the interview yesterday lasted nearly 3 hours. Franco was then arrested. That's it for Sports Time, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District. Log on to pmhd.org for more information about Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District.
Timing is everything, and now is the time to buy, San Diego. During the year-end sell-a-thon at your San Diego County Ford dealers, it's time for our biggest offers of the year on the entire Ford lineup of trucks and SUVs, like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years and counting, or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer out, and the always electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. Now is the time to buy during the year-end sell-a-thon at your San Diego County Ford dealers with exclusive offers on your favorite Ford vehicles. And now is your time to get behind the wheel of the Ford truck or SUV you've always wanted. But time is running out. These offers absolutely end on January 2nd. Visit your San Diego County Ford dealer today. Based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
All offers valid at your Imperial County Ford dealer. Financial news and a brief look at the weather brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company protecting you and your property. Southwest Security also offering live scan fingerprinting to the public. Well, Tesla's record sales aren't enough to hold on to the EV sale title. Tesla reported record quarterly sales in the final 3 months of last year. It wasn't enough to hang on to its title as the world's largest maker of electric vehicles. The company reported global sales of 484,000 vehicles in the fourth quarter, a bit better than expected and up 20% from what it sold in the same period of 2022. But it was less than the 526,000 EVs sold by Chinese automaker BYD. But Tesla stayed ahead of BYD in total full-year sales. Speaking of China, Xi Jinping rang in the new year with a rare admission that China's economy is in trouble. According to Jinping, China's businesses are struggling and job seekers have trouble finding work. The chairman acknowledged during his Sunday New Year's Eve speech. It's the first time Xi has mentioned economic challenges in his annual New Year's message since he started giving them in 2013. It comes at a crucial time for the world's second largest economy, which is grappling with a structural slowdown marked by weak demand, rising unemployment, and battered business confidence. And Xi Jinping acknowledged the headwinds facing the country and admitted in the televised speech some enterprises had a tough time, some people had difficulty finding jobs and meeting basic needs. On the big board right now, mixed as we start the new year of trading. The Dow up just jumped up 7 points at 37,696. The S&P 500 down 36 points. And the NASDAQ off 275 points. Gold down $5 an ounce. Oil up 10 cents a barrel.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. 2 years ago, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year. So if you're tired of dealing with the inconvenience of our post office hours and you would like to be able to get your mail when you want, Saturdays, Sundays, holidays, in the middle of the night, then come visit us at Southwest Postal with 24-hour staff. Plus, we're also your local FedEx, DHL, and Postal Service Center. We even offer text message and email notification when you receive your mail. Southwest Postal at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro.
We'll have sunny skies today with a high near 70, west wind about 5 miles an hour, then becoming calm. Mostly clear tonight with a low around 43, southeast wind about 5 miles an hour. Mostly sunny on Wednesday with a high near 67, south wind 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming west 15 to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon, with gusts as high as 30 miles an hour. There is a 20% chance of showers after 10 a.m. tomorrow. And we have 47 degrees, 65% relative humidity, wind out of the west 527. Financial news brought to you by Southwest Security, offering 24-hour-a-day post office boxes at Southwest Postal. You'll find them at 4th and Heil in El Centro.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro on AM 1230. KXO.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Chaos on a smoke-filled Japan Airlines plane after it collided with a Japanese Coast Guard aircraft on the runway at Tokyo's Haneda Airport and burst into flames. Reporter Lucy Kraft has details.
All of the 367 passengers, including 8 children and 12 crew members, managed to escape before the Airbus A350 quickly disintegrated. The Coast Guard crew did not fare as well. Police said 5 crew members are dead, and only the pilot with unspecified injuries survived.
The Coast Guard plane was on its way to Japan's west coast to deliver aid to earthquake survivors. The toll in yesterday's quakes is up to at least 55. The strongest was a magnitude 7.6. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer is in Tokyo.
Large areas of the Noto Peninsula have been devastated. Mudslides and crumpled roads are now complicating efforts to find people who may still be trapped under the ruins.
A boost for Donald Trump less than 2 weeks before the Iowa caucuses. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise has just endorsed his bid for another 4 years. Correspondent Robert Costa says the former president is more than 30 points ahead of the number 2 Republican hopeful, Nikki Haley.
Trump is making it so all of these rivals are effectively punching the air politically. They don't have anyone there to hit back at in terms of the ideological debates inside of the Republican Party, policy differences. So Trump just kind of coast.
Police in Denver have arrested a suspect after a break-in at the building that houses the state's highest courts.
The man is accused of firing shots and setting a small fire inside the building. The Colorado Supreme Court recently ruled that former President Donald Trump is disqualified from holding the presidency under the Constitution's so-called insurrection clause. The court ordered the Colorado Secretary of State to exclude his name from the state's Republican presidential primary ballot. That decision has been appealed. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Price cuts and tax breaks doing the trick at Tesla. The company says it sold almost 79,000 more cars in the fourth quarter than the year before. She wasn't the winner, but cashier Susie Mandrell sold the winning ticket to last night's $842 million Powerball prize at the Food Castle grocery store in Grand Blanc, Michigan.
Makes me nervous. Don't like being in the spotlight.
Like it or not, she's there. The winner is not yet. Anyway, no one's come forward to claim the money. It's the 10th largest prize in lottery history, and the first time someone's gotten lucky on New Year's Day since the game debuted in 1992. Dow up 23. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Geopolitical factors are driving up oil prices on world markets.
In the first trading session of the new year, both Brent crude and Texas Intermediate crude are up sharply, driven largely by the ongoing tensions in the Red Sea, where Yemen's Houthi rebels have been showing solidarity with Hamas by attacking Western cargo ships. Some shipping companies have redirected sailings around the Horn of Africa, slower and more expensive for them, worsening supply chain problems for many of us. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
The Crown be darned.
William, keep smiling, darling.
Viewers are canceling subscriptions to Netflix, Disney Plus, and other streamers because of higher price tags and the rising cost of living. According to analytics provider Antenna, customer defections jumped more than 6% in November. About a quarter of subscribers have ditched at least 3 services over the past 2 years. 2%. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio with Carroll Buckley.
Yeah, for some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
AM 1230 KXO.